Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Colors, turn, perch. Mark time, march. Color, halt. Color, post, color. Colors, turn, march.
You may all be seated, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Deja Martinez, Class of 2014 President.
I would like to welcome our special guest from the Dodge County District Office, Ms. Lewis Graff, Superintendent, and Ms. Lewis White as Principal. Mr. Green White as Assistant Principal, Dakota High School faculty, parents, families, and friends. As the President of the graduating class of Dakota High School 2014, it is an honor to speak on behalf of my classmates, welcoming you to this ceremony. I have attended Dakota High School for my entire high school career, along with many other students in the stadium. We have grown and achieved so much these 4 years, and finally, we have made it. Our journeys through high school, our struggles, our experiences, and triumphs have a strong influence on who we want to become after we leave this stage. The people we have met here through the years have made this place our home in a foreign country. Our class is unique. We strive for independence. We push each other to become better than we were yesterday. We take advantage of every opportunity, and we will embrace this power that has evolved over the years and channel it into greatness. We are strong, we do not fall, and we do not rely on mere chance. With our determination, we will make our way and we will be closer to what we want. We will work hard for our success. Our glory is out there. It is yours. Take it. Tonight, we are celebrating our dedication and hard work that brought us to this stage. So without further ado, I bring you the commencement ceremony for the class of 2014.
Welcome, everybody. We're so happy to see so many people here this evening. Seniors, congratulations to the class of 2014. Your academic excellence, musical and theatrical talents, and your athletic ability have brought many accolades to Yokota High School. As a first-year high school principal, I could not ask for a better group of students to guide me through this first year, and I could not be prouder that your diplomas are the first diplomas that I have signed. This is a monumentous occasion. You have worked to open up doors to your future. As a military-connected student, you have so much to offer the world that students that have attended only one high school system do not possess. You have seen and lived in many cultures, learned how to adapt in many new schools and adapt in new systems, and you have learned how to make friends very quickly. I have noticed two qualities about the class of 2014 that I will share with you. Number one, this senior class is especially close. And with this newfangled internet thing that you guys are all using, it is my hope that you all will stay in touch with each other and continue to encourage each other as you move through your next adventures. Yokota will always be a special place for you, and you will always be special to Yokota. We look forward to hearing about your endeavors and your futures. Number two, the second quality I noticed about this class is that you are tolerant and kind to each other. These two character traits alone, kindness and tolerance, will get you far in this world. Never forget to be kind to those you meet in the future, and always be tolerant of others, for you know not what burdens they are carrying on their shoulders. Many of you are returning to the States and have lived in Japan for a long time, and I feel the need to give you some going back to America reminders. I'm going to give you 5. Number 1, squid will not be served on a stick from a cart on the side of the road in America. Number 2, fish roasted over a small charcoal grill, complete with eyes staring at you, will not be served on the side of the road in America. Number 3, when you go to a public restroom in America, do not expect the toilet seat to be warm. That's my favorite thing about Japan. Number 4, if you return to northern states, there will be plows to get the snow and ice off the roads. If you return to Texas, it will be much like it is here. Number 5, when you get home and start driving in America, please remember to drive on the right side of the road. Again, it has been my honor and privilege to be your principal. For those going to college, I wish you continued academic success. For those going to the world of work, my wish is that you find what you love so work doesn't feel like work. For those of you joining the military to serve our great nation, I wish you Godspeed and give you our sincerest thanks for your service. And finally, I would like to leave you with a quote written by Winston Churchill. Success is never final, failure is never fatal, it is courage that counts. Thank you students and thank you parents for all the work that you have done in raising your children. America's future looks bright from where we stand at Yokota High School. Thank you.
RN was born in Honolulu, Hawaii, and moved to Fort Leavenworth, Kansas when she was 6 years old. She arrived with her family at Yokota Air Base in 2005 at the end of the 3rd grade. Ariane was very busy during her 4 years at Dakota High School, involved in school and community activities and academic endeavors. She was the historian for the National Honor Society, captain of the Model United Nations team. She attended the Far East Science and Research Academy in 2010 and attended the Far East Journalism Conference in 2014 with the yearbook team. Ariane is the recipient of numerous academic achievement awards and scholarships to include the Technology Award for Excellence in Research at the Far East Science and Research Academy. She won the grand prize for National World Unilever Scholarship Grant, United States Forces Japan Friendship Action Committee Scholarship, and she's received many more scholarships from Yokota Air Base organizations. Ariane has a big heart when it comes to helping people. She's been a tutor at Yokota High School, West Elementary School, and an Algebra 2 tutor after school hours. She's volunteered at the Airman's Attic, YUSC Thrift Shop, and the Base Library. Ariane was very involved with the Phil Lam outreach for victims of Typhoon Haiyan, and she has worked with the homeless at Ueno Park Tokyo Church. Plans for Ariane include studies at University of Missouri to become a chemical engineer and then work in the oil, gas, or coal industry to discover alternative fossil fuels for a healthier planet. It is a great pleasure to introduce Ariane Reed as the co-salutatorian for the class of 2014.
To the representatives of the Department of Defense Dependent Schools Japan District, representatives from Yokota Air Base Command, Ms. Lewis, Mr. Green, faculty of Yokota High School, parents, families, and friends, and to the graduating class of 2014. Congratulations on your accomplishment. We are finally at the end of our high school career. We may not have all started at Yokota High School, but today we come together to celebrate this momentous occasion. For most of us, our 4 years went by quicker than we ever expected, and for those of us who took calculus or physics, longer than we ever expected. But if you do like numbers, anyone who began freshman year at this high school started 1,382 days ago. Meanwhile, we are impatiently waiting to get on the stage, taking driver's ed, getting our first cars, our first and last prom, being a part of teams, supporting our friends in their sports, watching pep rallies, watching the older kids graduate before us, discovering our own talents, getting accepted to college, or even being sworn into the honored armed forces. Those are just a few memories we can remember from our 4 years. All of the books we were expected to read and all of the essays that followed, all of the lessons we learned not only from our teachers, but our friends too, the friendships and relationships that formed, ended, and possibly mended, and all of the wonderful and not so wonderful experiences we have encountered in high school are ending. Now it is time to look forward to the future. As I think about each student in our class, the ones I know personally and the ones I know by name only, I realize that this class is made up of individuals who may not truly understand their capability to thrive. It is easy for me to praise you because I see your skills, talents, and aspirations in the way you carry yourselves. All of us have changed since freshman year. We have even grown more throughout our senior year. When I look at the class of 2014, I see artists, musicians, writers, scientists, teachers, engineers, but most of all, tenacious individuals. We all have an amazingly strong attitude that will lead us to success. As human nature would have it, our class can loudly disagree with one another. In fact, Mrs. Wagner says she's never had a class like us yet, but she sees that our kindness always takes over. I also see how quickly we are there for each other in times of need. And if you think no one in this class cares about you, think again. Remember a time when someone at this school helped you, smiled at you, made you laugh, and how it gave you some type of hope. Someone out there noticed you, and someone out there appreciated you. Each of us is an integral part of this class that is important. There are people everywhere with the potential to follow their dreams, but if they do not feel loved, the emptiness and loneliness will take over. One who is unnoticed, uncared for, and forgotten experiences a much larger hunger, a much larger form of poverty than a person who has nothing to eat. When we show our love, the world opens its arms for us. No one is perfect, and many of us, especially me, can be very bitter towards others. But to make it right, it just takes inner strength to look at someone the same way as we look at ourselves. Although many people measure success by how much money they have, how much fame they receive, and by the number of possessions they have, it does not always equal peace of mind or personal satisfaction. You may end up having a job that pays in the six-figure digits, but if you are alone and miserable, then you have failed. Anywhere we see suffering, I hope we are there doing what we can to help. It is difficult to go out into the real world, meet people, and love them without judgment. I hope each of you can be that person who loves people for who they are, and I promise that in return, you will be loved back for who you are. There is no possible way we could have made it here alone. I am grateful to have a father who supports me even when I do not deserve it, a mother who is so kind that she makes me want to be exactly like her, and a brother who has taught me the value of being a good friend and sibling. Your families are extremely proud of you. You can't imagine the sense of relief they are experiencing. This also may be the most time to ask them for money. Many teachers have supported us through these 4 years, mentoring us, sometimes with tough love, but always helping us find our way. Thank you to our families, friends, and teachers for being there for us. You are here to watch us transition into the next phase of our lives, and we are grateful for the support you have given us. Graduates, you can grow, remain unchanged, or fall behind, but you alone measure your own progress. Your internal sense of worth will tell you much more about success than any type of recognition or award. I would like to conclude with one of my favorite quotes from Mother Teresa. People are often unreasonable, irrational, and self-centered. Forgive them anyway. If you are kind, people may accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. If you are successful, you will win some unfaithful friends and some genuine enemies. Succeed anyway. If you are honest and sincere, people may deceive you. Be honest and sincere anyway. What you spend years creating, others can destroy overnight. Create anyway. If you find serenity and happiness, some may be jealous. Be happy anyway. The good you do today will often be forgotten. Do good anyway. Give the best you have and it will never be enough. Give your best anyway. Class of 2014, wherever you go, I hope you go with all of your heart. Thank you and congratulations.
Good evening. Bear with me real quick. I am honored to have this opportunity to thank all of the outstanding people who made this evening possible. The teachers at Yokota High School are phenomenal people, and with our sincere gratitude, the class of 2014 thanks you. I came from a high school enrolling over 2,000 students. My experience with high school was overfilled classrooms to the point where teachers could not learn individual names, could not provide individual attention, and long, bland lectures. Yokota High School is a much better story. There is no escaping the teacher's grace in most student cases, although in mine, their wrath. They not only know who you are, but they know where you live. They care unconditionally. Assigning group projects, novels to read over break to enrich your lives, practice exams, enormous loads of preparatory work for college, practical applications for mathematics, all with their support on the field, mat, or in the fine arts arena. A specific teacher hunts you down if you blow off your practice exam. Someone else notices the clouds floating about your head and fans them away to bring out the sun for the day. Another displays concern about how sick you may have been recently. I vouch for all my fellow classmates when I say that all teachers, regardless of class and subject, are sticklers, because in the end, they always pull us through, because procrastination is a devilish thing. Teachers at Yokota High School are exceptional, sincere, earnest educators. They are on a salary, not paid by the hour. Yet, you see, all of these teachers are with us on weekends, before and after school, or our aid. They teach us to fall 7 times and get up 8, and instruct us to pick ourselves up when they will no longer be around. It is truly a comforting feeling to know all of these amazing people were looking after us on our journeys. This invokes a small sense of fear, but a firmer sense of confidence. now that they will no longer watch over us. At the end of the year, when all the students are commended for their achievements, it could not be stated enough the vital importance of teachers for student success. The teachers have driven us to victory tonight. We thank you for your guidance, helping hand, and the final push when we needed it most. Thank you.
This is not on the program, but I have a special letter that I'd like to read to share with you to the class of 2014. Congratulations on your graduation from Yakota High School. Completing your high school education is a milestone in your life, an achievement to be celebrated. I am certain that your high school years have been filled with great memories of classes, after-school activities, friendships, and important relationships with your teachers and parents. It may be hard to believe that in the next few months you will face entirely new horizons. Some of you will choose to stay close to home, some of you will scatter across the globe, each of you will follow your unique dream. Wherever your passion takes you, remember what shaped you here as you embrace your future. Use what you have learned and the strength you have gained to continue learning throughout your life and to overcome challenges and reach your goals. I am proud of each of you for your success. Congratulations and good luck. Sincerely, Caroline Kennedy, U.S. Ambassador to Japan. Carrie was born in Seoul, Korea, and grew up in many places all around the globe, from Portugal and England to Naples, Italy, Tennessee, New Hampshire, and finally Tokyo, Japan. She came to Yakota High School at the start of her freshman year and plunged right into a variety of school activities. Carrie was the varsity cheerleader during grades 10, 11, and 12 as the captain of her team. She received the Supreme Court Excellence Award at Harvard Model Congress in Singapore in 2012 and attended Yale United Nations Conference in Korea in 2012. She is a member of the National Honor Society and was the vice president. Just this year, Carrie was a first-place senior team winner at Math Field Day. She's a peer mediator and yearbook editor-in-chief. Community service and activities have kept Carrie busy, and including working at USFJ International Relations as an intern, serving as a Yakota Hospital Public Health and Red Cross intern. Carrie was involved in service to the Korean Ministry as a volunteer to feed the homeless in Ueno Park, Tokyo. Carrie received numerous academic awards and scholarships to include a $24,000 Dean Merit Scholarship to attend Coastal Carolina University, where she plans to study health services leadership. She would like to get a Master's of Public Health, enter the Peace Corps, and eventually work in administration for a humanitarian aid organization. I am very proud and honored to present Carrie Dittmeyer, Coa Salutatorian for the class of 2014.
It is my honor to speak to you all on this glorious occasion. To the representatives of the Department of Defense Dependent Schools Japan District, representatives from Yakota Air Base Command, Ms. Lewis, Mr. Green, faculty of Yakota High School, parents, families, and friends. And to the graduating class of 2014, congratulations. We have finally reached this momentous milestone, and there is no turning back now. I would like to begin with an excerpt from a speech titled, "You're Not Special," written and read by Wellesley High School's English teacher, David McCullough, Jr. The fulfilling life, the distinctive life, the relevant life is an achievement, not something that will fall into your lap because you're a nice person or mommy ordered it from the caterer. You'll note the founding fathers took pains to secure your inalienable right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Quite an active verb, pursuit, which leaves, I should think, little time for lying around watching parrots roller skate on YouTube. The first President Roosevelt, the old Rough Rider, advocated the strenuous life. Mr. Thoreau wanted to drive life into a corner, to live deep and suck out all the marrow. The poet, Mary Oliver, tells us to row, row into the swirl and roil. From someone, from time to time, encourages young scholars to carpe the heck out of the diem. The point is the same. Get busy, have at it. Don't wait for inspiration or passion to find you. Get up, get out, explore. Find it yourself and grab hold with both hands. Like accolades ought to be, the fulfilled life is a consequence, a gratifying byproduct. It's what happens when you're thinking about more important things. Climb the mountain not to plant your flag, but to embrace the challenge, enjoy the air, and behold the view. Climb it so you can see the world, not so the world can see you. And then you too will discover the great and curious truth of the human experience is that selflessness is the best thing you can do for yourself. The sweetest joys of life then come only with the recognition that you're not special, because everyone is. I chose to include this particular excerpt because it's the first time I read this in Mrs. Wagner's language class last year. And now that I have come back and read it a second, a third, a fourth, and a fifth, Mr. McCullough's words continue to be a scorching, impassable flame in my mind. Not all of us will continue on to university, but the ones who went through the application process, or an application process of any kind, understand that applying to college is a constant spew of people telling us that we are not special. But unlike Mr. McCullough, what these universities fail to mention is that the only reason we aren't special is because everyone is. Each individual graduate sitting on this stage is so wonderful, so unique, and so utterly irreplaceable in their own way. We look back on these past 4 years at a glance and realize that many of us may not have been the closest of friends. But if we take a second look back, a long, deep reflection of our senior year, we come to recognize that we as a class have an unbreakable bond. A bond that no one we meet will truly understand the way we do. Not only because we live in Japan and have lived a life that only a military child would understand, but because we are at Yokota. We are not only at a school, but a community, a family. Many of us have grown up together, witnessed one another blossom into beautiful young adults. And even the students who have more recently come to Japan, I hope you can still look back and recollect a memory where you truly felt a connection with another classmate. Where someone surprised you and made you realize how lucky you are to know one another. Our class's diversity and originality is boundless, not only in a physical way, as I'm sure you see as you scan the faces that stare back at you, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed from this stage, but particularly on a deeper level. We have Micah Swigert, Darren Corcoran, Kiana Ramos, May McDaniels, Demi Berg, and Cairo Santiago, who are so artistically inclined that I know I will be buying their artwork one day. We have future professional golfer and golf course owner Jonathan Mansberger, future neurosurgeon Courtney Sachs, future chemical engineer Arian Reen, future dentist Jasmine Manuel, future Broadway star and author Adriana Gunter, future actress and entertainer Ashley Reyes, future jiu-jitsu professional Diego Padilla, future NBA superstar and fashion designer Brandon Graben, future Disney princess Gabby Martinez, future soldiers in our United States military, Stephen Bourne, Jake Mateo, Estrella Brazel, and Patience Basha. But most importantly, we have individuals with dreams and goals so immense that they have no choice but to take this world by storm and leave nothing behind in their wake. I would like to thank my classmates. Each and every one of you has taught me so much more than you will ever know. About myself, about life, and about the future that is currently at the tips of my fingers. I would also like to speak on behalf of the entire class of 2014. We wish to express our gratitude and appreciation to all of the people that have helped us reach this milestone in our lives. We offer our heartfelt gratitude not only through our words, but perhaps more importantly, through our actions, morals, values, and beliefs. We are so blessed with the knowledge and skills we've developed thanks to our parents, teachers, and community leaders who have helped us grow and develop into the vibrant young adults we are today. Thank you to all the motivational people who have guided us to strive for excellence up to this point, and what we will accomplish after we walk across this daunting stage in a banner of blue, finally tossing our caps to the sky as we endeavor to discover the exciting events that the future holds for us. Get busy, have at it, get up, get out, explore. Find yourself and grab hold with both hands. Thank you.
Born in Okinawa, Darren Corporeau first arrived on the Yokota scene when he was in kindergarten. When he was in 3rd grade, they moved away, but luckily for us, Darren and his family returned when he was in the 7th grade. Darren has worked hard at Yokota High School to become a well-rounded young man, and as a result, he has been awarded many scholarships, to include the $1,000 Air Force Club Scholarship and a yearly scholarship of $26,000 to attend Rice University in Texas. Darren is the recipient of the Presidential Scholar Award and PTO Scholarship. Darren is a talented artist, as we just heard, a musician and athlete as well, and he has had art pieces published in the Sun magazine and 2 pieces shown in Tokyo art galleries. He plays the piano and the saxophone and has been on the tennis, soccer, and track teams. It's my honor to introduce the valedictorian for the class of 2014, Mr. Darren Corcoran.
To the representatives of the Department of Defense, Dependent Schools District Japan, representatives from Yokota Air Base Command, Ms. Lewis, Mr. Green, faculty of Yokota High School, parents, families, and friends. Good evening, and welcome to the Yokota High School Class of 2014 graduation ceremony. Also, magandang gabi sa inyong lahat to all my family back in the Philippines and the United States who are going to be watching this speech on video. It is both my humble honor and privilege to represent the YHS graduating class of 2014 as your valedictorian. As I was skimming through speech examples online, I could not help but reminisce on my time at Yokota High School. YHS is a dynamic school in which students are continuously PCSing in and out. While some of my classmates have been here since elementary and middle school, many of us did not join the YHS community until our freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior years of high school. My Dakota High School journey began as a sophomore. Back then, I was the poster child for the stereotypical homeschooled kid. I began high school scared, afraid that I wouldn't make any friends, and worst of all, my mom still picked out my clothes. In fact, my greatest fear here tonight was not giving this speech, but rather that some of you guys may actually remember what I looked like at the time. However, I am happy to say that a lot has changed since then. Looking back, it is clear that the class of 2014 has undergone a dramatic metamorphosis since our freshman year. As I made my climb up the ranks from lowerclassmen to upperclassmen, it became clear that my classmates were compassionate, respectful, and highly talented people. And I am proud to say that over the past 4 years, all of us have grown up as a class, and more importantly, as individuals. I think I speak for most of us when I say that graduation is one of the weirdest milestones in our lives, because we are torn between the joy of our memories and the excitement of our future. After today, we will no longer be able to represent Yokota at sports, drama, art, music, science, or math parties competitions. After today, there will be no more days at the river or intense Mario Kart tournaments aboard the bus on long-haul sports trips. No more rush homework assignments or Times New Roman font size 12 formats. And saddest of all, no more Mr. Tech stories. Despite all this, I know that we, the class of 2014, will be able to face the future with our heads held high because the greatest moments of our lives are yet to come. While it may be somewhat daunting to think that from this point onward, we are even more accountable for our actions and that our own success in life will be dependent on our own drive and initiative, I am not worried, and neither should my classmates be. Over the past 4 years, we have learned a lot, and while we may not know it all, we have grown a lot, both intellectually and in maturity. However, our transformation to the young adults we are today is not a total result of our own doing. Essentially, we have been shaped into the people we are because of every person who came here tonight to support us. Parents, family, friends, mentors, and guardians. Thank you for loving us, pushing us to do our best, and making sacrifices to ensure that success is possible. Teachers and coaches, Thank you for putting so much of your time and hearts into caring about us. And to my two favorite teachers, Mom and Dad, thank you. Love you guys. You guys have supported me since before day one and have my eternal respect and gratitude. Thank you all for equipping us with the tools necessary to handle the various irregularities life has to throw at us. To everyone here tonight, you are the ones that have shaped us and molded us into who we are as well as who we are not. And finally, it is time for the high school chapter of our lives to close. While many of us cannot help but feel a little apprehension at the thought of being an adult trying to survive in the world, I am reminded of the words of Henry Ford. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are correct. So whether we spend the subsequent years of our lives serving our country in the armed forces, managing McDonald's, or studying hard, I implore you, class of 2014, to pursue your passions to the greatest of your abilities, and in doing so, never limit what you can do based upon the failures of others. As we transition onward to bigger and better things, my final challenge and partition of wisdom to my classmates is to remember that God gave us two ends, one to think with and the other to sit on. Our success in life depends on which end we choose to use the most. Heads you win, tails you lose. Thank you. God bless.
There are many jobs in this world, and just on Dakota Air Base there are airmen, cashiers, tutors, baggers, supervisors, and the list goes on and on. However, many of us sitting here on this stage today do not realize the enormity of being a parent. A job that has no monetary pay, no promotions, and no off-duty hours. The job of being a parent is one that we all forget exists sometimes. We're mad or upset when we think we're smarter than they are. But even in those moments when it's tough, they don't quit. It is a strenuous ordeal to help a teenager through the adventure of life in high school. We want to make sure that our parents, who have been with us since the first day of freshman year, through thick and thin, know that the job they have done is not thankless. If it weren't for their love and support, we would not be graduating here today. Somewhere down the college road, when we were eating ramen every day and having a paper that probably should not have been put off until the night before, we are going to appreciate what our parents have done for us even more. We're going to miss the familiar roof over our heads, the meals cooked for us, and the comforting shoulder when we need it. We are going to continue to grow up, but we're not going to forget who has helped us reach our goals. The class of 2014 cannot say this strongly enough. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for doing this never-ending job for us.
She gets
Hello, my name is Joseph Ikeda, and I am the senior class treasurer. To all distinguished guests, faculty, family, friends, and students, I would like to introduce our honorable commencement guest speaker, Ms. Sylvia Psyche. She was born in Honolulu, Hawaii, where she grew up in the beautiful scenery of Paoa Valley. She arrived at Dakota during the 1980s when Route 16 was only 2 lanes. Her teaching career is long and impressive, beginning in August 1962 with her first teaching job in Whittier, La Habra, California, with a classroom of 36 sixth graders. Her marriage to a second lieutenant in the USAF enabled her to teach wherever his assignment took them. Big Springs, Texas at Webb Air Force Base, Honolulu, Hawaii at Olawa School, Riverside County, California at Marsh Air Force Base, Tehran, Iran at Tehran American School, San Antonio, Texas, Washington, D.C. at Andrews AFB, Dakota West School, Dakota East School, Sasebo, Japan at E.J. King Unit School, and finally at Joan K. Mendel Elementary School here at Dakota Air Force Base. Ms. Psyche can be found supporting her students at sports games, school events, or musical performances. Ms. Psyche received her Bachelor of Education degree at the University of Hawaii, her Master's in Curriculum and Instruction at the University of Phoenix. Through her hard work, she has gained many achievements in the field of teaching. Ms. Psyche was awarded the Texas Teacher of the Year, Dodge Teacher of the Year, Veterans of Foreign Wars, Teacher of the Year, Pacific Region, and Outstanding Teacher of Geography. She's an active member of Delta Kappa Gamma and Pi Delta Kappa. Ms. Psyche's legacy continues as her 3 children graduated from Dakota High School in 1982, 86, and 87. There are several members of our senior class who had the good fortune to have Ms. Psyche as their teacher in elementary school. Ms. Psyche has been made teaching her passion. Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to introduce our guest speaker, Ms. Sylvia Psyche.
Well, I was all prepared for this wonderful speech, but the co-valedictorians and the valedictorian have stolen my speech away. They were so good. Good evening, Mr. Boisrat, Superintendent of Schools, Japan, Mr. Jim Gurney, Assistant Superintendent, and Mrs. Mary Ruth, Principal, Dakota High School, Mr. Terry Green, Assistant Principal, honored guests, parents, family, friends, and of course, the graduates, class of 2014. I was thinking what to say to most of you since over 1/6 of you sat in my classroom 7 years ago as a 5th grader. Well, I have a test for you. But I thought I wouldn't do that. But you might want to know what some of the questions were. Naming the 10 founding fathers. Who were the first 12 presidents of the United States and the last 12? Naming 7 explorers of the world. Oh, by the way, who were the Incas, the Aztecs, and the Mayans? But you got away with that. It is truly an honor for me to be here at this momentous occasion to celebrate the achievement of the educational success for the goals which you had set for yourselves. You embarked on this incredible journey. The knowledge that you have gotten, it first started when you hung onto your grandmother or your mother and wouldn't let go as they dropped you at the door to kindergarten room. Well, some of you wouldn't let go because you were scared. But others, it was a hug saying, Mom, I'm ready. Give me my Scooby-Doo lunchbox. Give me my favorite peanut butter and Happy Days jelly sandwich. I'm on my way. Since then, you've been supported. And you have been surrounded by many people who have influenced you, guided you in the right direction, and even taught you the skills necessary to make the right choices. Well, I had such a person, my papa. My papa was born in Hawaii, but he was raised by his grandfather. And that makes him my great-grandfather, who was born during the beginning of the Civil War. Great-grandpa was a sheriff county. He was a minister, and like me, he was a teacher. I always said my father was the first homeschooler. He was taught the virtues and values of life. And so for me, while growing up in Hawaii, in a multicultural home, a Hawaiian-Chinese father and a Japanese mother, I began to listen to his stories. And there were some guiding principles that have been with me all my life. Live, love, laugh, learn, look back, and leave a legacy. So soon it was my turn to pass on these stories to my children and students. Live, be more than just alive. Do more than just look. See with your heart. Do more than just speak. Sing with your soul. And do more than just touch. Feel the warmth and the tingling of love. Our country was on the brink of a war when Pearl Harbor and Hickam was bombed and attacked. I can remember running to the backyard, to the underground bunker, which my father had built, large enough for 4 neighboring families to find safety when the sirens blared, warning us for another imminent aerial attack. I lived those days during the war because I had life. When it came time for school, I enjoyed it. Homework never stopped. Not even a war could stop my education. During blackouts, I'd hide underneath my blanket, did my math problems with a flashlight. My friends and I shared pencils. It was very scarce. No paper. We'd tear the margins of the newspaper, use it for math problems, and we'd kind of smooth out the creases and the wrinkles of tissue paper that were packed in the fruit boxes and crates. Whenever my papa was able to, he gave me a 1 thin dime to buy savings stamps. That was valuable. And over the years, all those stamps were filled into a book. When one was completed, I could watch him carefully hide it in the top drawer of a filing cabinet, protecting it as if it was worth $1 million. After 15 years, those savings bonds matured, and that's how my papa paid for my college education. Love. That's a strong emotion. The love of family comes first. Your love of your parents began when you were cradled. You were hummed a sweet song to put you to sleep. You were fed, and depending on how loud you were screaming and crying, and the volume that you had, you knew that your mama would always be there to change your diapers with a great big smile, even if she knew what she was going to find in your diaper. But for me, I think there's an even greater bond between grandparents and grandchildren. That love is very strong. Graduates, you are an extension of the lives of the people who came before your parents. You've been molded into a close-knit family. Like your grandparents, I too have 2 high school grandchildren, and we always find the most remotest reason to buy you a small gift. So I'm going to ask you right now, you repay those gifts your grandparents have given you by sitting with them and giving them the gift of conversation. Listen to their childhood stories before they fade away. Keep an oral history of what their lives were like, and you continue to pass it on. You are the connections. Laugh. Well, I can laugh a lot. Laugh, why? Because it's more than just telling jokes. It's laughing at yourself. It's laughing with your friends. When you laugh, you're taking deep breaths. And as the Tai Chi instructed, that deep breathing calms your soul. So when you get angry, when you're nervous, like tonight, before you take that first step from behind the curtains, take 3 deep breaths, and you'll take that first step with pride, with no problems at all. You need to find a laughing place. I have one. Whenever I feel I need to calm down and enjoy life better, I run over to the next building at Menlo School, to room 2, a 2nd grade classroom, because as soon as I step foot in that classroom, I see this miracle angel standing by her desk and already laughing before I even say, "Hi, how are you?" So find your laughing place. Learn. Be a lifelong learner. Ms. Mendel, I borrowed it from her Bible tips. Be a lifelong learner. Don't give up. Learn something every day. When I was able to find a face-to-face master's course, because I'm not a computer expert, I'm a dinosaur. I grew up with no technology that we have today. So when I first heard there's a face-to-face master's program, I was the first one to sign up. I didn't know anything about computers. First day of class, I walk in with 5 other teachers, each with a laptop under their arms, and me with my spiral yellow notebook and a green, red, and black pen. Well, I was mistaken. Then I realized I had to do 18 PowerPoints and 75 assignments on the computer. So, I didn't give up. I went to the high school and I found 2 former 5th grade students and I hired them. They were certified in Microsoft, so I paid them $50 each, and in 2 weeks I could cut and paste. I could find a header and footer. I could find the word count and even the plagiarism. So, this old dinosaur is now comfortable. I still don't own a home computer. I don't even have an ATM card. But I finally got a cell phone. Learn. Do you realize that this teacher here sitting behind me was my teacher? No, not when I was in high school. She was my facilitator for my master's program. And guess what? She made me read Seed Folks from her library. A wonderful book. And I thank her to today for being that wonderful master facilitator in my program. Look back. It's going to take me quite a while to look back in my life, Because while I was telling the story about going to school during the war, I could hear all those mental calculators going click, figuring out how old I am. And you're right, I am that old. I have a long journey to look back, but I want to leave you with a story about looking back. And I know some of you have heard the story when Miss Tracy took leave from the Air Force and made a journey to climb the Inca Ancient Trail to Machu Picchu. On her third day, she almost gave up, but she had a wonderful guide who says, "Don't stop, keep going." So she did. But on the last morning, as she left her yellow tent, she asked her guide, "Narciso, please get me a llama and get me off of this mountain. I'm cold, my feet is bleeding, and I don't think I can make it." Well, with that, Narciso said, "Miss Tracy, turn around." And she did, and she looked way down in the valley below, and he said, "Do you see that yellow spot? That's your tent." "Wow, I've come that far?" "Yes." "Now, turn right." She did. "Now look behind you." And there she saw a double rainbow standing between two peaks of Machu Picchu. She made it. You'll make it too, no matter what direction you go. Leave a legacy. Well, from what I've heard tonight, you've already started to leave your legacy at Dakota. I've enjoyed attending your sports games. Your sports records will be here for a legacy. I've enjoyed your concerts. Most of all, I've enjoyed your visits. It's amazing what you have accomplished. From this time, you're now going to be on your own. You have now come to the crossroads of an important part of your life. Now, when my students asked me yesterday, "Miss Ike, do you know your direction?" I said, "Yeah." "Well, do you have a direction?" I said, "Yes, it's upward." No, you didn't understand the question. "Do you have one direction?" I said, "Yeah, it's still upward." Well, little did I know, One Direction is it's a singing group. Well, shows you how far I've been detached. My old 3 children graduated here. Mr. Beck had all 3 of them, so you know he's just as much of a dinosaur as I am. 32 years, 28 years, and 27 years ago. But before I leave, I need to tell you something important about leaving a legacy and looking back. Right sitting next to you, back of you, in front of you, will be a lifelong friend. You'll be so close. The magic of Facebook, yes, brings all of you together in the future. I know. Friends keep you alive. They give you purpose. When my son passed away 29 years ago, his soccer team, his friends, went through his back of the car in the trunk, took out his books, carried it through the halls of Dakota High School, took tests for him, wrote his name on projects, and he received his high school diploma posthumously with his class of 1987. Friends. 6 months ago, my oldest daughter, Tracy, class of 82, just retired 27 years from the Air Force, sustained a severe stroke. She's paralyzed on the right side and lost her speech. But guess who were the first ones to call or send cards? Mr. Beck will remember Michael Wakey, Dr. Michael Wakey now at Cedars-Sinai Hospital, neurosurgeon who would call every day to check on Tracy's condition with her doctor. Then there was General Mike Rothstein, former commander at Nassau. There's a closeness that will develop for years to come, and you each will be the first one to support. Like the song, in good times and in bad times. That's what friends are for. I wish to thank you very much for this honor. It is indeed my pleasure to congratulate your successes and what a wonderful future you will have.
And now, Ms. Lewis and Mr. Green will present these graduates with their diplomas. Christian Adonia. Michael Allen Afjay. Jesse Anderson IV. Ricky Emmanuel Ariano. Luz Angelica Armas. Amelia Joy Arnold. Patience and Time Basham. Demi Berg. Stephen Michael Boren Jr. Estrella Mizuki Rizal. Crystal Yoko Burrows. Alexis Sandra Chandler. Shintaro Norman Clanton. Darren E. Corprew. Austin Reed Cowart. Zachary Chase Cup. Beatrice Cassandra Dino. Carrie Wisdom Dittmeyer. Spencer Hayato Erickson. Diamond Simone Foster. Lizandra A.L. Rosales. Brandon Scott Braden. Adriana Rose Gunter. Kendall Rain Hadley. Deja Lynn Suggs Hersey. Joseph Yuki Ikeda. Quintavia Ania Jackson. Alexander Ryan Kaufman. Allison Aya Lake. Nathaniel Gunnar Lang. Alfreman Leake Jr. Austin Tyler LeBeau. Excuse me. Let me say that again. Austin Tyler LeBeau. Jonathan Tyler Lucas. Christine Suk Madamba. Michael John Alvarez Mondrabat. Jonathan David Vansberger. Jasmine Brianna Manuel. Deja Elisa Martinez. Gabriela Isabel Martinez. Jacob R. Mateo. Christopher C.J. Mayo. Nami Jewel McCracken. Nay Saya McDaniel. Erica A. Means. Junpei Onuki. Antonio Benito Padilla. Diego Valentino Padilla. Tyler Scott Parson. George McKay Patterson. Vanessa I. Pullman. Kiana Ramos. Karma Faith Reeves. Ashley Janice Reyes Cowland. R.N. Green. Nika Aliyah Sanchez. Cairo D. Santiago Jr. Courtney Marie Sachs. Colin Alexander Scott. Patrick James Shank. Micah Swigert. Nia Antonella Vanelli Goutreau. Statement certifying the graduates.
Seniors, please stand. On behalf of the Department of Defense Education Activity and its Director, Mr. Thomas Brady, Department of Defense Dependent School Pacific Area and its Director, Dr. Linda Curtis, and the Japan District and its Superintendent, Mrs. Lois Rapp, I have reviewed and certified your official school transcripts and now have the honor and privilege to announce that you, as members of the class of 2014, are now graduates of Yokota High School. I invite Courtney Sachs to the podium for one last instruction to the class of 2014.
Moving the tassel to the left after graduating is symbolic of crossing over from high school to another stage in your life. After graduation, be proud of your achievement and display it as a reminder of how far you've come. Some people put it in a frame with a picture from graduation, while others will drape it in their rearview mirror in their car. Wherever you choose to place your tassel, make sure to look at it often, as it will remind you of your success and give you hope for the future. It is my privilege as student body president to lead you in the turning of your tassels. So seniors, will you please turn your tassels?